Hello, teachers. This is an updated presentation on conferencing with Google Meet. So basically, a few steps in order to create a reusable Meet. First of all, when you join or start a meeting, you will want to leave the box blank that pops up and simply click Continue. This will generate a generic link for you that you can reuse infinitely. Otherwise, if you were to name this meeting, you could only use the meeting once. The second step is to turn off the quick access host controls. So you can do that by going to the little blue badge down at the bottom of a Google Meet, and I can show you that live here, the blue badge down at the bottom. And that allows you to turn those quick access host controls off. And what it will do is force parents to request access to the meeting, and it will pop up a little box that looks like this. So you can either deny their entry or admit. Now, what we found, this is one of the updates in trial and error, is that if you deny them twice, they will not be able to ask to enter any longer. So one denial is okay. Two, it won't work to allow them back into the meeting really ever. So I do have a trick for getting around that. So you can either leave that box open, or you could use my breakout room option that I'm going to explain at the very end of this presentation. Once you admit that parent, then you'll have your conference and you'll be able to talk through everything that you're planning to share. If you are planning to share work or a tab with parents of student work, one of the best ways to do that is just through that Chrome tab, and then it allows you to select one of the tabs on your computer, and you can have sort of that student work queued up. A really quick way to also split your screen is to use the Windows arrow key. It's just super fast. It allows you to just bump one to the right, bump one to the left in less than 10 seconds. I know some teachers have had success using an extension called Dualis. What we have found is that a couple times that has actually frozen up the Google Meet, since it is an additional extension you're using. So kind of at your own risk to use that, but really the Windows arrow key works perfectly. And I do have a little video tutorial on this slideshow that you can take a peek at. The last thing I wanted to share with you was the option to use a breakout room as sort of almost like replicating a physical waiting room. So if I were to go live into Google Meet, in order to access breakout rooms, you go to the shapes up at the top, you go to breakout rooms, and I would just select two. You are currently in the main call, that's why your name is here, but you can queue it up so you would be going into that breakout room. Once that admit or deny box pops up here, you can admit them and move that parent into breakout room 1. And then you can go ahead and click open rooms, and then it'll ask you to join. It'll ask the parents to join. And as you can see, now I'm suddenly going to be in a breakout room, which is separate from my main Google Meet. The benefit to this is that little box won't pop up and bother you as you're having this conversation, and it's totally private. Nobody can join this room. When you're done with your conference, you can click leave, and it will bring you back to the main call, where most likely the little pop-up box will be waiting for you, saying, admit, deny. Once again, you can go edit room, you can queue yourself up to go into breakout room 1, and again, pull that new joiner into the meeting, the new family, and kind of repeat what we just went through there. But that way, it does allow you the privacy, and you can kind of see what it would look like with a member of just speaking to that parent in a separate room. And the main room would look like this with that admit deny piece. That wouldn't really bother you. The parents would just have this open on their screen that says asking to join. You'll join the meeting when someone lets you in. And I think at this point with Zoom and with Google Meet and the worlds we're living in, most parents are okay with that. There will be that message until you admit them. So just one option for you, and hope you have some successful conferences coming up.